Welcome to Greg Bissonette, and thank you for being with Planet Drum.
Thank you very much, Marco. It's great to be here. I'm a big fan of Planet Drum. I'm very happy to be in Italy on my Dixon clinic tour. And tonight we have a fun clinic. Tonight's the last one, and then I go home tomorrow. I fly out of Rome very early in the morning.
Oh, great. Nice. Beautiful. You've been in Naples yesterday, right? How was it?
Oh, Naples was great. We were in a beautiful hotel overlooking Mount Vesuvio. And just wonderful, wonderful. We were in Angri and had a great clinic with lots of people. And I sang, Buonasera, signorina, buonasera. It is time to say goodnight to Napoli. Come on. Ho capito perfettamente.
Okay, and now we are in Rome today. This is a clinic. It is organized by Dixon and Master Music. You're an endorser of Master Music. You wanna just tell us something about your kit and what you have here?
Thank you. I have been with Dixon now for a year and a half, and they are the greatest drums in the world for me. I get to go to the factory and design my own drums. My kit that I have is an artisan, very thin maple shells, seafoam green lacquer, a beautiful finish. And the kit that I use, the Dixon kit on the Ringo All-Star Tour, is a 24-inch bass drum and four-piece. We've got a 12 and a 16, and I have two signature snares. One is a hammered brass 6.5 by 14 with the adjustable butt plate on both sides, and the other is a steel 6.5 with the adjustable butt plates. Great signature snares, great kits. The Dixon drums are a full range with great hardware, wonderful shells, great finishes, and they're just an amazing drum set.
Concerning about the clinic, usually when you do clinics, do you have a sort of routine that you use, or it depends on the crowd, on the mood?
Perfect. Well, yes, it depends on the crowd and the mood, but I do sort of have a theme. My theme is to get drummers to understand playing in many different styles of music and to get drummers to play with other musicians. Lots of drummers sit in the practice room all day playing by themselves. It's important to play with other musicians. My brother Matt is my favorite bass player. We play together all the time. We grew up playing in bands together with guitar players and keyboard players and horns and singers. And that's my theme, is play with other musicians. Play, play, play. I have a new CD out that my brother Matt produced and wrote, and he's the record label. It's called Warning Will Robinson. You can download it on iTunes. There's two different discs. One is the mixed disc with the drums. The other one was my brother's idea, no drums. So we can have people using it for play-alongs, for YouTube, but it's on iTunes. It's called Warning Will Robinson. I'll be playing a lot of those songs tonight.
Great. Well, you talked about your brother and what you do with him. You talked about the CD. I had a question. I've read that you were a lot influenced by the Beatles and Ringo Starr.
Yeah.
You also, your second CD was Submarine.
Yes.
Was named Submarine.
Yes.
So dedicated to the Beatles. And your dream was to play with Ringo Starr. After
Yes.
2003, you've
Yes.
played a lot of times with him.
Yes.
So how was this experience for you?
Great question. Great question. Yeah, the solo CD that my brother and I had before this one was called Submarine, kind of a hint at Ringo's Yellow Submarine. But yeah, I was in a submarine and all the instruments were there, and we had great guest guitarists on it, Steve Vai, Frank Gambale, many great players. And This album is also available on iTunes, but it was my dream to play with Ringo someday. In fact, I went all over the world for many years doing clinics about how great Ringo is. He's my favorite drummer, and he plays so great for the song. He always plays the right part for the song on his solo albums, on his tracks with the Beatles. In the new album we have with the track called Island in the Sun, the entire All-Star Band wrote a song together, all 7 of us. Ringo said, I always wanted to do a tune and write a song with the All-Star Band, and we finally did it on this tour where we all wrote together. Ringo, Richard Page, Steve Lukather, Todd Rundgren, Greg Raleigh, Warren Ham, and I. It all started at a sound check with Greg Raleigh playing a groove, bah, 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 and we all chimed in and wrote it together, and it's on Ringo's new CD. Ringo's new CD is so great. It's called Postcards from Paradise, and he has a song that has, I think, 26 or 27, I don't know, Beatle titles in it, and it's called Postcards from Paradise. It's a great, great song that has all these titles of Beatles songs, and Ringo's singing better than ever, playing better than ever, and what a great friend. It is such an honor to be with him since 2003 and in the All-Star Band since 2008. So we just finished a tour of the U.S. and Canada, and it is the greatest thrill to play in his band.
Also, played with a lot of other artists. If there is one, which was the most challenging, and how do you approach in playing different styles? Because you've played with a lot of different also artists.
Great question. Well, tomorrow in Hollywood, there's a very special thing happening. I can't say too much about it. But what I can tell you is that it's the 30-year reunion of the Eat 'Em and Smile Band. Now, Eat 'Em and Smile was an album that was recorded in 1985, the David Lee Roth Band. And tomorrow in Hollywood, I can't say exactly who's going to be there, but it's a very special night at a club called the Lucky Strike. About 10:30 at night, tomorrow night. So I fly from Rome, I get home tomorrow afternoon, I go to Hollywood, and I play this very special show. So that band was probably, I wouldn't say the most challenging, but besides the Ringo gig, it was my other gig that was just unbelievable. I was always a big, big Van Halen fan, David Lee Roth fan, and when he put that band together with Billy Sheehan and Steve Vai and Brett Tuggle and I, what a great tour that was. 30 years ago, we did that album and then went on the road right after that. And you say, give some hints about playing in different styles, because I love playing jazz. I used to play with Maynard Ferguson's big band. I love playing Latin music. I worked with Tanya Maria, lots of different Latin groups, and Santana, Supernatural. I got to do one song on that album. I love playing R&B and rock and country music and all kinds of stuff. I played on Don Henley's new country album that was produced by Stan Lynch, one of my favorite drummers from all those great Tom Petty and the Heartbreaker records. He's Don Henley's producer and a great friend. And the way to get good at different styles, the number one way, believe it or not, it's a simple answer, is to love the styles. Many drummers say, oh, I want to play different styles, but they don't listen to country or sambas from Brazil or songo from Cuba or hip-hop or rap or metal or classic rock like the Beatles, the Stones, Led Zeppelin, and they don't listen to new bands. You got to listen to all kinds of music and really like it, at least like the drumming, and then you will be able to learn the style because you'll love it.
Yeah, that's true. That's so easy, but so true.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Santana, which is one of my favorite artists. You played a song on the Supernatural album. How did you get that sort of gig? Let's say
it has to do with an Italian. And the Italian was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, moved to Los Angeles in the 80s and is probably the most unbelievable drummer and great friend on the planet, Vincenzo Colaiuta. They called Vinny Colaiuta to do the session, and he was booked. And instead of saying, sorry, click, he said, no, I can't do it, I'm booked. Call my friend Greg. And they called me. I got to go to San Francisco and record for 2 days with Santana. And one song came out of it, track number 7, El Farol. And the album sold 23 million copies worldwide, won 11 Grammys, but I got to do that one song. But what's really interesting is Santana, Ringo's All-Star Band has all these different people that have hit songs, right? Steve Lukather sings his Toto hits. Richard Page sings his Mr. Mr. hits. Greg Raleigh sings, Todd Rundgren sings his solo hits. Ringo sings his solo hits in the songs he sang with the Beatles. Well, Greg Raleigh, our organ player and singer, sings the 3 big hits he did with Santana, because he founded Santana, Greg Raleigh, with Carlos, and he sings Oye Como Va, Black Magic Woman, and Evil Ways. So after he left Santana, he co-founded another band. Do you know which band? Journey. With the other guitar player from Santana, Neil Sean. They started Journey. So in the Ringo All-Star Band, we do Oye Como Va, Black Magic Woman, and Evil Ways with the original singer and keyboard player and our great friend, Greg Raleigh. We're all really great friends in the Ringo Band. We laugh, we hang out. This band has been together the longest of any All-Star Band, 3.5 years. And a lot of it is because of the music, and a lot of it is because of the, how do you say camaraderie in Italian?
Yeah, it is cameratismo, which is...
Cameratismo. Ho capito perfettamente. Fantastico.
Thanks. Well, it is. That's true. That music is a sort of a family.
Yes.
So if you love the musicians, if you love your colleagues, then
Yes.
for sure something comes out
Yes.
from the heart.
Sì, sì, sì.
You're such an hero to so many drummers. You are. You are. Believe me. And everybody knows who Greg Bissonette is. But we know you come from a family of musicians.
Yeah.
We know about your life. But let's ask you some questions which are more personal.
Okay.
Which is your favorite dish?
My favorite dish, Ringo has inspired me with nutrition because he's super healthy. He's 75 and he looks maybe 50 years old. He has ripped abs and cut arms and he's exercising, but he eats right too. He really eats right. And one of my problems with eating in the past was I love carbs. I love pasta, pizza, rice, bread. I'm Italian inside, Bissonette. I'm actually French, English, Irish, Dutch, and Scottish. I wish I was part Italian, but the Italian part of me that isn't there is I probably make up for it by eating too many carbs. Well, in America, there's a thing called Weight Watchers, and Weight Watchers helps you eat healthy and not get fat, right? So they say, limit your carbs. So now, thanks to Ringo, thanks to Weight Watchers, thanks to trying to eat healthy and live a long time, I'm 56, but I want to be 100 for my kids, So, and for me, but anyway, I only usually, not in Italy, but I usually, when I'm home, only eat like oatmeal for breakfast. And then I eat a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, chicken, turkey, not a lot of red meat. I don't really drink alcohol. For me, it makes me tired. I like tea, caffeine, espresso. But my favorite dish is probably a Mexican dish because there's really no carbs. It's chicken, black beans, salsa, which is like cilantro, tomatoes, onions, salsa, and you mix it all together, and it's protein, vegetables, and I eat that every day for lunch, and sometimes every day for lunch and also for dinner, and in the morning, oatmeal and fruit. So my favorite dish would be that. It would be just chicken, black beans, and salsa. So I know that's not very Italian, but I'm not Spanish or Mexican or Cuban or Brazilian, but I love that Latin dish of black beans, chicken, and pico de gallo.
Which car do you drive?
I drive a version of a Toyota called the Lexus, and it's an SUV. It's a white 2006 white Lexus SUV. It's great for the kids, for the drums, for suitcases, go on trips to skiing up in the mountains of California. It's a great car for a dad with two wonderful kids.
And your favorite movie?
My favorite movie would probably be Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. It's a Beatles movie, My second favorite movie is Help by the Beatles. And Ringo is the theme of both of those movies. In Hard Day's Night, he goes away and gets lost. In Help, they want to cut the ring off his finger. And my third favorite movie is a Beatles movie called Magical Mystery Tour. Ringo was the photographer for most of the movie. He drives the bus around the track. And then my fourth favorite movie is probably Forrest Gump. I love that movie.
If someone wrote a biography about you, what do you think the title should be?
Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. If I could have any way to be remembered, I tell people when I do my clinics, I walk in for Dixon, we set up the drums. They say, oh, we've got your signature snare drum. We've got your other signature snare. We've got a green Dixon kit here and Zildjian cymbals. We have your drum workshop pedal. We have your Vic sticks, your Remo heads, your LP percussion, your direct sound headphones. I said, thank you. But the way I want to be remembered when I leave Rome is Gregorio Bissonette. He was fun and easy. Drum clinics are not rocket science. And it's about people and exciting people to play music. And it's not got to be perfect. If things are a little bit different, okay. If we, change something a little bit, then we go here, we do an interview here, we eat a little pizza, we come, we have some coffee, we say hello. Everything is not, I just want to have fun. The older I get, I want less drama, I don't like drama and stress. I just like to have fun. I make a living playing the drums. I thank God every day. I wake up, I say, God, thank you. Thank you for letting me be a drummer. I'm not good at a lot of other things, I can't fly a plane, or I can't build a building, but I can play the drums. I can't fix a car, but I can play the drums. And since I was a little boy, please, Jesus, help me to be a drummer. My father's a drummer. My mother plays piano. Thank you, God, I'm a drummer. And I am so happy that I can be a drummer, but most importantly, number one, a dad to my two kids. And when you have kids, you realize that they grow fast, and you have to savor every moment is special. So instead of being, oh, this is not right, I got to do this here again, no drama. Tomorrow I go home, we have Thanksgiving dinner. I'm with my kids, and then we have Christmas, Bon Natale. I want to have Christmas with my kids and play the drums. So it's God, my kids, Christmas, drums, my family, my sister, my brother, my family, and my friends. And I want to be remembered. The title of my biography, I would want to be Fun and Easy.
We'll write it. We have a lot of new drummers, young drummers, which are very technical. The level just got higher, much higher, considering 20 or 30 years ago.
Right.
You have any thought, any suggestion to those people, those drummers who would like to be a drummer for their life?
You bet. I have some great suggestions. And thanks to Planet Drum, thanks to Drum Channel that I'm a part of in Los Angeles, thanks to the internet, thanks to YouTube, Drummer World, all these great websites around the world, drummers are getting more technical faster. You see little kids, 6 months old that can play like Gene Krupa. Come on. But what's happening, I think, that's not so good is that drummers are playing by themselves with headphones in a room isolated. And this, I think, is bad. One of the great things Ringo says is, I never sat down on the drums and played unless I was playing with the other guys. Why would you? Wow, why would you? Who wants to sit and go? That's fun, but it's nowhere near as fun as making music with bass player, guitar player, keyboards, horns, singers, strings. Make music together with other people, humans with a heartbeat. And then what's even better is make music with other musicians and play for people. Whether it's 10 people, you play at a bar or your church or a theater or an arena or a stadium. Whether it's 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, or 100,000 people. When you make music for other people and you see that smile on their face. I told Ringo, man, a few weeks ago, I said, we go all around the world and they come here to see you. You bring so much joy to people. That is giving back. But by giving back, it gives you see these smiles. You see people singing. What a great joy. That's the best. That's why I play music.
Well, thank you very much for being with Planet Drum, and we'll have a great night tonight.
Thank you very, very much. Buon Natale.